Welcome back, everyone. Tesla just recorded enormous Q3 results. Let's get into it. By the way, Tesla is up 9.5% after hours. Must be great results, huh? By the way, I think this is one of their most important quarters ever. Let's get into it. Let's adjust this. All right, so yeah, what happened last quarter was Tesla unveiled their We Robot event, where they unveiled two new vehicles. The Cybercab, which is the two-seater autonomous vehicle, no steering wheel, no pedals. It'll drive by itself autonomously on their FSD software. Now, the thing is, this will release, they said, before 2027. They also unveiled the Robovan. By the way, the Cybercab is a sexy vehicle. I like it. I like it a lot. Next up is the Robovan. The Robovan, not quite as sexy, but it's 20-seaters. The thing about the Robovan versus the Cybercab is the Cybercab can be purchased by end users. They're estimating to be able to sell it for $30,000 each, whereas this will not be purchased by end users, maybe for like rock, bands and stuff, but not regular people. The thing about this vehicle's, this one's, it's a van, transports mass amount of people at a cheaper price than the Cybercab. They're estimating this one about, I think it was 10 to 15 cents per mile. Whereas this one, they estimate to cost about 40 cents per mile. So quite a bit cheaper to use this one. But anyway, regardless, the inside is sexy. I like the inside. The inside, this looks good. This looks really good. All right, so let's get into the results. Because this is where it gets exciting. Tesla is back. So let's get into it. So yeah, profitability, $2.7 billion GAAP operating income, $2.2 billion GAAP net income, $2.5 billion non-GAAP net income. How does this compare to the previous quarter? The previous quarter, this is quarter over quarter. In Q2, Tesla came in at, it was $1.6 billion operating income, yada yada, $1.8 billion GAAP net income. So yeah, 1.8 to 2.5. So it's a huge increase quarter over quarter. These numbers are a massive increase. And it's a massive beat over expectations. That's why it's up so much after hours. $1.5 billion last quarter, $2.2 billion. We'll go over the quarter over quarter later. Let's just go through Q3. Operating cash flow, $6.3 billion. That is massive. $6.3 billion compared to $3.6 billion. It's like the Delexia version of this. They reversed the numbers. 3.6, 6.3. That is huge. Free cash flow, $2.7 billion. $2.9 billion increase in our cash and investments in Q3 to $33.6 billion. Increased AI trading compute by over 75% in Q3. Cybertruck became the third best-selling EV in Q3 in the US, behind only the Model 3 and the Model Y. Over 2 billion miles driven cumulatively on FSD supervised as of Q3, with more than 50% on version 12. And they're kind of stealing a McDonald's slogan there. Over 1 billion served. Anyway, summary. We delivered strong results in Q3 with growth in vehicle and deliveries both sequentially and year on year, resulting in record third quarter volumes. We also recognized our second highest quarter of regulatory credit revenues. Okay, I don't care about those. Our cost of goods sold is now at its lowest level ever at $35,100. So they're wreaking out efficiency in these vehicles. That is massive. You're going to see in a bit that their bottom line is huge. It's huge now. They're back in business. In order to continue accelerating the world's transition to sustainable energy, we need to make EVs affordable for everyone, including making total cost of ownership per mile competitive with all forms of transportation. Preparations remain underway for our offering of new vehicles, including more affordable models, which will begin launching in the first half of 2025. Now, please note, preparations remain underway for our offering of new vehicles, including more affordable models, which will begin launching in the first half of 2025. These have not been revealed. We haven't even seen these. It may be to prevent the Osborne effect, but these were not revealed at We Robots. The Wii Robot was the Cybercab and the Robovan. These are not those. This is something completely different, and it's not been revealed. It's not been revealed. So they're going to reveal it soon. If it's going to release and start launching, if it's going to start launching in the first half of next year, they're going to have to reveal it soon. So there's going to be an unveiling of these models very soon, within the next couple of months. They're going to build these within a couple months, and this will be huge. At our Wii Robot event on October 10th, we detailed our long-term goal of offering autonomous transport with a cost per mile below rideshare, personal car ownership, and even public transit. What does that mean? It means Uber is going to go out of business, Lyft is going to go out of business, buses will have no use anymore. Who's going to need a bus when you can get this at a fraction of the price? Who's going to need, Uber when you can get this at 1/3 to 1/4 the price of an Uber drive? Why? Oh, and also for their Cybercab, they got wireless induction charging with over 90% efficiency. So they're going to be able to charge it, automatically without a person involved. It's going to have a cleaning system, also autonomous. The energy business achieved another strong quarter with a record gross margin. Additionally, the Mega Factory in Lathrop produced 200 megapacks in a week. And Powerwall deployments reached a record for the second quarter in a row as we continue to ramp Powerwall 3. Despite sustained macroeconomic headwinds and others pulling back on EV investments, we remain focused on expanding our vehicle and energy product lineup, reducing costs, and making critical investments in AI projects and product capacity. We believe these efforts will allow us to capitalize on the ongoing transition in the transportation and energy sector. So what do we got? Okay, so total revenues were up 8% year over year. That's primarily driven by energy, which is up 52%, and services up 29%. And yes, vehicles revenues increased 2%. Vehicle revenues should start improving later half 2025 and going into 2026 when the new models start ramping. Then you'll see automotive revenues start to improve significantly higher than 2%. Although it's not hard to get higher than 2%. So yeah, revenues are up 8%, total gross profits up 20%. So they're eking out efficiencies here, and we'll go over in a second exactly where these efficiencies are coming from. GAAP gross margins up 195 basis points, nearly 20%. That's the goal Tesla has, is over 20% gross margins going into the future, and they're almost there again. They were there in the past, before their price reductions, their ASP declines, but they're going back up again, even quarter over quarter, from 18% to nearly 20%. That is massive. That is massive. Okay, so what do we got? Operating expenses, and you'll notice also operating expenses are down $700 million quarter over quarter. So they laid off a lot of people, but it's not impacting the results. There's no downward impact on the numbers. The bottom line is improving. On the other hand, operating margin 10.8%. You can see of all of the previous quarters listed, it is up huge, 323 basis points quarter over or year over year. Adjusted EBITDA is up 24%. EBITDA margin is up 243 basis points. These numbers are massive. Net income's up 17%. EPS is up 17% also. Capital expenditures, you'll notice that Tesla is installing a lot of H100s and a lot of factory upgrades. They're building up the Megapack factory. They're building up their semi factory in Nevada. They're building up their Megapack factory in Shanghai. They're building their lithium refinery in Corpus Christi. They have all these investments going on. Also, they're building up their trading and compute for FSD. And that's billions of dollars going to NVIDIA for trading and compute. So they have a lot of capital expenditures of $3.5 billion this quarter, building up for the future. And even then, free cash flow came in at $2.7 billion. They're back in business. Cash and cash equivalents, $33.6 billion. That I believe is a record. Okay, so what contributed to growth? Higher growth in vehicle deliveries, energy growth, energy generation, storage, and services. Another higher FSD revenue recognition year over year for the releases related to Cybertruck and certain features such as actually Smart Summon, regulatory credits, which I don't care, and the negative is reduced ASPs. Profitability basically is going to be the same. Okay, so they mentioned cash and pre-positive cash flow $2.7 billion. What do we have? Operational summary. We went over most. Okay, so the deliveries we got here for nearly 440,000 Model 3 and Y deliveries, $23,000 nearly other model deliveries. That includes the S, X, and the Cybertruck, and Semi and whatever else other. Total deliveries then is up 6%. So storage deployed actually declined quarter over quarter, but it's up huge, 75% year over year. The reason it declined quarter over quarter is because this segment is lumpy. So it depends on when these contracts sort of get realized. So they can get realized a lot in one quarter, but not so much the next quarter. So it kind of goes up, down, but the general trend is going to be that direction. Going up because it is expanding dramatically. Tesla locations up 16%. Okay, so let's move on. Supercharger stations up 22% and connectors up 22%. Okay, let's see here. The capacities are the same. You got the Semi and Pilot. Okay, it's all the same. Let's just continue on. Where are we? 11 minutes. Okay. Production delivery volumes both returned to a year-on-year growth in Q3. We also produced our 7th millionth vehicle. We continued to add our vehicle lineup by expanding the options of new vehicle trims and paint for the 3 and Y. Okay, no new news there. Refresh the Model 3 RAM. And with higher total production and lower cost of goods sold per quarter over quarter. The Cybertruck production increased sequentially and achieved a positive gross margin for the first time. That's ahead of schedule. The Cybertruck was supposed to achieve a positive gross margin by the end of this year. This is Q3, not quite the end. So that is ahead of schedule. That is very nice. So the Cybertruck is now contributing to the bottom line. That is massive. Massive. By the way, Cybertruck is a sexy beast. Okay, lame jokes aside, preparations of the Semi factory continues and remains on track with build scheduled to start by the end of 2025. Okay, nothing changed there. Cost of goods sold per vehicle at Shanghai factory improved sequentially to its lowest level ever. COGS at Berlin improved sequentially. Model Y. Okay, nothing new there. Let's see here. Market share improved in China, but in the US and Europe, it's kind of declined a little bit, but it's pretty steady. The cool thing here is that look at the FSD compute. Now, half of all training recorded miles are in FSD 12. And FSD 12 released, less than a year ago, less than 1 year ago, for FSD supervised. With improved safety and comfort, thanks to a 5x increase in parameter count and other architectural choices. Actually, Smart Summon. What else do we have here? End-to-end neural network. So we deployed and are training ahead of schedule on a 29,000 H100 cluster at Gigafactory, Texas. Notice it says deployed. So this money was already sent out to NVIDIA. This is already paid for CapEx. Sent to NVIDIA, realized capital expenditures. So even realizing 29,000 H100s, by the way, each of those cost $30,000. So take 29,000 times $30,000, you can do the math. So this is a huge capital expenditure. And even then, they're growing the free cash flow. And they're expecting to have 50,000 H100 capacity by the end of October. Okay, so what else do we have? Some stuff here. You can read it if you want. Cumulative miles driven with FSD supervised in billions. That's a new chart. Future planned capacity, you can see right there, about 90 billion miles in future planned capacity by December. What else do we have? In October, we have Robovan. Question, do you call it Robovan or Robovan? Robovan. Both are designed from our ground up for autonomy without steering wheel or pedals. Cybercab will be built our next generation. See, the thing about Cybercab is Tesla has actually a capacity issue, a operating issue in their factories. Their factories are only about 50% utilized. Their lines are only about 50% utilized right now. So what they're doing is they're going to build the Cybercab and the next generation vehicle model on their existing factory lines. And this will help improve their capital expenditures in the near future. So that's what's going on there. They want to utilize their existing ones for the next generation vehicle. And the Cybercab actually will probably be an unboxed system, but we'll see. Let's see here. This is the most efficient powertrain yet. A new powertrain with an estimated 5.5 miles per kilowatt hour. I don't think they mentioned that before. This is the first I've seen that. 5.5 miles per kilowatt hour. And they say it's their most efficient powertrain yet. That's new to me. Have you seen that before? I haven't seen that before. In Q3, we produced our 100 mil 4680 cell and continued progress on dry cathode manufacturing lines. Okay, so what else do we have here? Continued profit growth. So here we have energy. Actually, energy, even though the deployments are down for Megapack, their gross margins are the highest ever. And you can see here the deployments are actually down, but the profits are up. So you can see here the gross margin in the energy department is 30.5%. That is a huge gross margin, despite lower Megapack volumes. And that's Powerwall achieved record deployments in Q3 for a second quarter in a row. So yeah, ramp up Powerwall 3 and the Lathrop Mega Factory continued successfully, with Lathrop demonstrating 200 Megapack production, 40 gigawatt hour annual run rate in a single week. So the thing there is the Lathrop location is going to have a max capacity of 40 gigawatt hours. So they're already demonstrating that on a 1 week basis, going full steam ahead at 40 gigawatt hours. That's kind of what they're expecting for this factory. But they're duplicating this factory in Shanghai. That's going to have another 40 gigawatt hour factory. So these numbers are going to be doubling. Once Shanghai ramps, these numbers are going to double. So that is going to be crazy. That's going to be crazy. So yeah, this Shanghai Mega Factory remains on track to begin shipping Megapacks in Q1 2025. That is fast. That's coming fast. So Shanghai is going to double these numbers soon. Probably by the end of 2025, maybe early 2026. I expect these numbers to be double. So there's a record gross profit in Q3, growing over 90% year over year, sequential, and yada yada. Okay, so our company is currently between two major growth waves. They mentioned this before, many times now. The first growth wave began with the global expansion of the Model 3 and Y platform, and we believe the next one will be initiated by advances in autonomy and introduction of new products, including those built on our next generation vehicle platform. Despite ongoing macroeconomic conditions, which I don't see in these results. I don't see macroeconomic conditions in these results. That bottom line is massive. We expect to achieve single or slight growth in vehicle deliveries in 2024. Yeah, that's expected. Energy storage deployments are expected to more than double year over year in 2024. So there's no 2025 there yet. Let's see what else we got. Sufficient liquidity, that's fine. Product plans for new vehicles, including remain on track for start of production in the first half of 2025. I want to see what these are. I think this is their smaller compact car, and I want to see this. I need to see this. These vehicles will utilize aspects of the next generation platform as well as aspects of our current platforms and will be able to be produced on the same manufacturing lines as our current vehicle lineup. This approach will result in achieving less cost reduction than previously expected, but enables us to prudently grow our vehicle volumes in a more capex efficient manner during uncertain times. This should help us fully utilize our current expected maximum capacity of close to 3 million vehicles. Yes, that's a million, as in Austin Powers, Dr. Evil. Enabling more than 50% growth over 2023 production before investing in new manufacturing lines. Our purpose-built robotaxi will continue to pursue a revolutionary unboxed manufacturing strategy, which means the robotaxi will be on its own new lines. So yeah, we gotta see this new vehicle, and they're gonna fill it soon, and I think they're gonna skyrocket. We saw this chart in the last quarter. Okay, oh, this is a new chart. What do we have here? Estimated life cycle emissions of gas cars versus robotaxi. Nice. Huge improvement, although I wish there was a x-axis indicator of what this actually is. There isn't, but it's still a huge decrease. Cool pictures. All right, so what do we got? We got that. There's the new wireless charging. Oh yeah, the dancing robots. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, Optimus robots are going to be huge potentially, but yeah, they're in development, and yeah, they're serving drinks to people and dancing. They were dancing. 7 million vehicles, and the rest of it is kind of okay. So here's the semi factory in Nevada. You can see the mega factory in the back. Key metrics quarterly. So you can see Tesla's back in business. And here's what I mean. Look at the chart on the right. Adjusted EBITDA is about in line with the historical highs. So the historical highs are around $5 billion. And they're basically there again after a lull. This lull is because of reduced average selling prices, because of the declining demand in electric vehicles. And I think the problem's been corrected. And they did that by improving their efficiencies. But yeah, they're back in business. These numbers are all fantastic. Okay, so we went over most of these numbers. Let's get past these. Anything to note here? Let's see, anything major? Inventory is about the same. Liabilities, any debt? A little bit of debt, nearly $7.4 billion. Yeah, the capital expenditures are increasing substantially. But you still got the free cash flow, right? But yeah, the numbers are fantastic, especially the bottom line. The Cybertruck is profitable. Gross margin positive, I mean. Finally, the Cybertruck is contributing to the bottom line. So yeah, if you like these results, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I forgot to include a picture of Shama here, my cat. Just imagine you see her. She also says to like and subscribe. Yeah, thank you for watching. And I'll see you in the next one.